Hello and welcome to this hardcore barbarian guide. I'll give you some tips and tricks to beat the game on hardcore all the way through to hell difficulty. So first of all, I need to apologise. I've had a recording error. So you can see we've jumped to level 33. I've already beat the game on normal. I went through to Act 1 and I was explaining how and what we want to do in Nightmare Act 1. I've come back to normal, so my maps have all reset. So I'm going to show you how to progress as if we were at the same point. Our items are the same, the only difference is I've got an extra level or two. I think we were level 31, so I've got 2 levels. While we're talking about levels and stats, we went 50, 50, 50, and then we went back to Vit. Once you hit 100 Vit, or around 100 Vit, and you feel comfortable with how much life you've got, I would aim to get dexterity and strength up. The biggest upgrade you're going to get is a better weapon, and there's multiple weapons that you can use. My advice is to go for a partisan, which requires roughly 70 dexterity and 120 strength. The numbers are a little bit lower than that, but if you aim for 70 dex and 120 strength, that will be enough to have a partisan, which is going to be a really strong weapon. It'll take you all the way through Nightmare easily. Skills, war cries, we did 5 in Howl, and then we've just unlocked all the way down to Battle Command. 1 in Shout, 1 in Battle Orders, 1 in Battle Command. You can, if you want, put more points into Battle Orders for more life and mana, and also Shout. Defense is really important on the Barbarian. It will reduce the amount of damage you take by a considerable amount. So if you want to put more points into Shout, you can. We've just put 1, 1, 1 for now. And then we've got Find Item. Level 5, the more items we find, the more chance of getting a better item, the more upgrades, so on and so forth. Combat Masteries, 2, 2, 2 for Swords, Axe, Mace. So if we find either of them weapons, we can use one. I explained that. The biggest benefit on this is the chance of critical strike. I always level my weapon mastery as the last skill to level. Once I've got my gear, I understand what weapon I want to use, and there's pros and cons to all the weapons. And then 1 into stamina, speed, iron skin, and at the moment the next skill we're leveling is natural resistance. We're going to take it to level 5. That's going to really help you out in Nightmare and Hell, giving you that big boost to all resistance. Then combat skills, you basically want 1 point in everything here. We will be using Whirlwind, Berserk and Frenzy, and it's a little bit of personal preference. My preference is Whirlwind. I do also like Berserk and Frenzy. Whirlwind, you can get away with just 1 point. Berserk, you can get away with 1 point. If you prefer Frenzy, I would advise taking it to level 5. What you get with the Frenzy skill, each additional skill in Frenzy, the main thing it's going to do for you is increase your attack speed, but your attack speed increase per level quickly diminishes. Level 5 is a nice number where you've got the majority of your attack speed increase. Okay, so we've saved Anya, we've been leveling up, looking for our shrines in Stony Fields, Act 1, and then coming back to Act 5 to kill Eldritch and Pindle. And I advise you do that till you're about level 35. So at that point you'll already have your Crystalline Passage waypoint. You can see I've got my other waypoints, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to continue as if we were at the same point. So back to Crystalline Passage, and our map here in the top right corner. From the waypoint you want to go straight to get to the exit. We don't need to kill anything, so we can just run past everything. We've got our howl and we've got our leap attack. If we need to get past things, we can. So we're going to go straight. So we are exiting southwest. So straight of southwest is southwest. It's easy enough to work out. We've got a minion pack we could kill if we wanted to, or we can just run around. And I would just take your time running through here. The monsters can do a decent amount of damage, but if you're confident at running through with howl and leap attack, you can get past things fairly easily. A good way, a good little trick, is don't run down the middle of the corridor. Run along the edge that has the edge opposite to the most monsters. So if you can see all the monsters are coming down on the right, move over to the left, and you can, most of the time you can get past them before they attack you. So I'm looking for a turn left. Okay, that's taking us back to straight. And there's our Glacial Trial. Glacial Trial, we want to go left for the exit. So we exit the starting tile, southeast. Left of southeast is northeast. You might not find it first time, you might have to double back on yourself, but as long as you're heading in that general direction, you should find it relatively easily. So we've hit a dead end here, that's fine. We can go back. There's another way we can go here. And there we go, there's our Frozen Thunder. Frozen Thunder, you are heading, if you look at the cave, so we would go into the cave northeast, so you want to continue that direction. It might not be northeast, it might be northwest. Whichever direction you would walk into the cave, you continue running in that direction. Just putting my buffs on there. Again, we don't need to kill anything, we can just run past. The only thing I'm not going to be able to show you, unfortunately, is the Ancients, because they will already, the quest is already complete for me, unfortunately. But normal Ancients are relatively easy. So we're in our Ancients way, we'll go back, get some more potions.
Salutations.
So if you want to find the waypoint, you would go right. If you want to exit to fight the Ancients, you would go left. So let's show you that now. So we exit. This is one of them funny starting tiles where you think you exit one direction, in our case being southwest, but the tile actually exits northwest. That caught me out before. So we exit northwest. So waypoint right is northeast. Keep running until you find it. So you might have to double back. You can leap over monsters if you get stuck, or you can howl them away. There's our waypoint, and you can see we enter this tile heading northeast. So if you have your waypoint, to get to the ancients you go straight, which would be left of the starting tile, but straight of the waypoint for us is heading southwest, so we will continue southwest. So obviously heading us back to the beginning. We might be able to go further. We're not trying to kill any monsters. There's better ways of getting experience if you need it, which would be going back and doing our little experience runs we've been doing. There's the Ancient Summit. So, like I say, unfortunately, I can't show you these. Oh, okay, I can. I apologise. So that's good. I didn't think this would happen, but I'm glad it has. Because if I look at my quest log, it says it's already been complete. But so, how do we fight the ancients? You basically just want to make sure you've got your war cry on them, which is going to lower the defense and the damage, and just kill them in any order. I like taking out Madara first, but it doesn't actually matter. In fact, I'll show you a little trick first. What you want to do, because you don't want to get to two of them being dead and then you run out of potions. So just fill your inventory space with potions, whichever you think you're going to use the most, which for me is going to be life. If you want to get your mercenary to do some more damage, you can obviously do that. Pre-buff and spawn them and then fight. War cry into attack. Try and position yourself so that you just attack one at a time. So it doesn't matter what order you kill them in. Okay, there's one down. Potions taken up. Reapply War Cry when you have to. You can always give your mercenary a potion. Shortcut is shift and then whatever you've assigned your potions to. Nearly went down there, wasn't paying attention. Ran out of potions, but we've got more. We can fill up. And our mercenary took him out for us. So that is a relatively easy fight, as long as you're actually looking at your life, unlike me. You shouldn't have any issues. And then we can go through. So Worldstone Keep level 1, the map is random, so just run around until you find the exit. And reapply your buffs if you need to. We've got our exit to level 2. Level 2, there is a trick if you've already got the waypoint, which is from the waypoint to level 3 is right. We don't know where that is at the moment, so we're just going to go any random direction. When we get to an edge, we're going to run round the map in an anti-clockwise direction. And in theory, we should hit the waypoint before the exit. Although you might be lucky and just hit the exit. Well, there you go. So here's the waypoint. So from the waypoint to the exit, you want to go right. We exit this tile northeast. Right of northeast is southeast. So I'm always heading, trying to turn to that southeast direction. There we go, found it. Level 3 again is random, so just run around and hope you find it easy, or hope you find it quick. There's no little tricks on this one. You see, you can run past most monsters with relative ease. And there's our exit. So we'll go back to town, get some more potions. What I would advise is once you do reach the throne, I would kill all the monsters that you see. Now in normal, that shouldn't be a problem. You might still get dolls that can blow up when you kill them and do damage, but on normal you should be okay. If you don't want to fight them, just let your mercenary take them out. Mercenary some potions, he's taking a lot of damage there. Did I not get more potions? Okay. So we've cleared through to the throne room. There's a lot of monsters in there, just take your time. These all do quite a lot of damage. And again, these are rangers, so we can always taunt. about managing to keep my mercenary alive. Still something left. There we go. So Baal will cast Decrepify on us, like that. And that's going to it will lower our attack speed and damage. So if you're using Double Swing, Frenzy, Berserk, it's going to really do a lot of negative impact to your damage. Whirlwind, the attack speed reduction doesn't make a difference. So although Whirlwind uses a lot of mana, if you're Decrepified, you might be better using Whirlwind. Wave 2, I would definitely use Whirlwind. If your poison resistance is low, get some antidote potions. These do a lot of poison damage. But we're now going to be Decrepified and slowed from the ice bolts. Just keep your potions ticking and just Whirlwind through them. After wave 2, I would move back a little bit, because we don't want to be Decrepified now. You can use Taunt, pull just 1 or 2. There's a lot around us. Battle Cry, lower the damage, lower the defense. I'm going to take out the minor council members first, make it easier. Need some more potions.
The morning comes.
He has actually spawned the next wave already here because the last monster was quite far back. So that was wave 3. Wave 4, again fight them at the back of the room so you don't get Decrepified. Whirlwind works really well on these. Use a lot of mana with Whirlwind, that's the downside. But for big packs of monsters it is the fastest way to kill things. Okay, last wave. You can take them out with Whirlwind, but it is a difficult fight. I advise skipping them. And the way you do that is you run up to them, you get them all to follow you, and you want them to follow you to the back of the room and ideally exit the room. Just zigzag back and forth so that you've got all of them. Keep your life topped up, and once it looks like they're all out, you run back in and you should laugh. So Baal starts laughing and he should go through now to the Worldstone chamber. He's not, so we didn't get them all out of the room there. So try again.
I can't carry anymore.
So I'll take him back a little bit further this time. I think there's one more. Oh no, there you go, got it. And there we go. This fight isn't too bad, he just has an attack that drains your mana.
Good afternoon.
So make sure you're topped up on potions. Grab some extras, health and mana. If you're lucky and you found some crushing blow weapons, like we did on normal and Diablo, these will make the fight go a lot faster. That little attack you did the visceral now, that's the attack that drains your mana. Don't forget to use War Cry to lower his defense. And if you are using crushing blow weapons, once he's down past a half, a quarter, somewhere around there, not to swap back to your stronger weapons. As long as you're keeping your potions topping your life and mana up, it's not too bad a fight. You see we are missing a lot. The reason for that is because we're a little bit low on our level. So he spawned his duplicate here. No, it's this top one. The way you can tell is hover over the names. See the way the demon below the name moves. It's the one where the D is closest to the B. There we go, he's down. No items that are going to do us, that's going to be any upgrades for us, so we can ignore them. And what would happen now is Tyrael will come down, talk to Tyrael, exit the game or go through the portal, get a cutscene, and that's normal complete. So we can save and exit. And you should be now around level 36, 37, because if you farmed up to level 35, when you killed the ancients, that'd give you a level, take you to 36, and then you've probably got a level killing all them monsters on the way down. So you're going to be around 36, 37, which is a good level to be entering Nightmare.
Good day.
So we come into Nightmare, and the first thing I advise checking is your resistance. So our resistance is okay. In normal we were capped out 75 on all four. In Nightmare we've got a penalty minus 40%. But we've still got decent. It's not perfect, it's not great, but it's decent. Anything 40 plus is going to be okay. If you're at 0 or negative, you need to get more resistance. The easiest way to do that is going to be having a Ancient's Pledge shield. Back in normal, you can buy a 3-socket shield. It doesn't matter which shield, any 3-socket shield, and then put Ral or Tal. Going to give you almost 50 all resistance. So if we look at our character screen again, put that on, and we are now capped 75 all resistance. There is a lot more elemental damage in Nightmare than there is in normal, so you want to make sure your resistance is high. I would advise getting your resistance to at least 50. If you're below 50, depending on how far below, bearing in mind Ancient's Pledge is going to give us almost 50 all resistance. So if you're down at 15 or 20, then I would advise using an Ancient's Pledge. If you're above 20, depending on how far above it, it's up to you. But there will be a lot more elemental damage in Nightmare. The reason for that is most of the elemental damage in the game is from special packs. When the special monster has fire enchanted, lightning enchanted, cold enchanted. So in Nightmare and Hell, you're going to find a lot more specials, and they're going to have more stats on them. So in normal, they'll only have 1, maybe 2 attributes. So you might have a strong fire enchanted. In Nightmare, they have more. They start having 3. In Hell, they start having 4. So when they have more, there's more chance that they're going to have an elemental, and they could have 2. You could have one which is both lightning and cold. You could have one which is both fire and lightning, whatever the case may be. So you really want to make sure your resistance is high. High being, around the 50 or more. Now the one downside to using Ancient's Pledge is, at the moment, our main attack has been double swing, or if you've upgraded, you've probably been using Frenzy. We can't use them attacks with Ancient's Pledge because it's now only got a single weapon, so you will be forced to use either Whirlwind, Berserk, or you could go back to Concentrate. So Whirlwind is going to be your best, but it's also going to use the most mana. So until we get some way of getting mana back at a reliable rate, so either having a ring with mana stolen, you might craft some gloves with mana stolen if you're lucky, or the first thing we're going to aim to do is make an insight. We want to make an insight specifically in a partisan. Now most people would put that on the mercenary. We're not. We're going to use that for ourselves. The damage that insight is going to give us in the partisan, which is a exceptional weapon, your damage is going to be a lot higher than it is now, and you will be able to get through all of Nightmare using that insight partisan. There are multiple weapons that we can find, that we might find. We'll go through that in the next video, where we start progressing Nightmare Act 1. And there's 2 things we're going to do. We're going to be farming for experience and items, and we're going to be doing all of that in the Forgotten Tower. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.